and welcome to another edition of Badminton Weekly. I'm Jasmine Lim, and today we're going to look back at what went down in the Princess Sirivannavari Thailand Masters, as well as shine some light on who we think was the standout player of the Asian leg. Just who's that? Well, stay tuned and you'll find out. Now, today I'm very excited to welcome our guest because we have with us former world #1, Peter Gade. Thank you so much, Peter, for joining us today.
My pleasure. Pleasure to be here.
Let's start things off with your compatriot Anders Antonsen. Now, Antonsen, he's played in 4 tournaments since the start of the year and managed to get to the second round in all of them. Now, knowing that he's just come back from an injury, how would you say he's progressed so far?
Well, I think beginning of this 2023, after this very, very difficult 22 that Anders had, I think he made some choices. He tried to optimize some things on his own part, and I think this was kind of a way to get a good start and hopefully gain a bit back on track. And I think he lost a lot during 2022, and it's going to take time to regain on all areas, meaning the physical first of all with injuries, etc. But it also means the mental part, to gain the confidence that is such a big part of Anders' game, and it's going to take time. And what he was looking for in these tournaments was a few signs that things are going to go the right way. And I think some parts were quite positive, and he managed to show a bit of his former speed and aggressiveness. But then on the other hand, we also see that there's still a lot to go before he's able to maybe play on a really high level for 2, 3, 4 matches in a row. So I think it was quite okay start for him, and I think he's happy that he's going to see some progress. But for me, I know where Anders wants to go is semi-finals and finals and potentially win the tournaments. And we have some way to go before that. And he needs more stability in practice, for a long time with no injuries, with no break-offs. And at the same time, he needs to gain points because he's low on the points for the moment, meaning qualification for the different tournaments. So it's a combination of different matters, and it's not an easy challenge that is in front of him. So I think this was an okay start, but we need to see even more, and I'm sure he wants to do even more in the coming months.
Staying with men's singles, we saw Chinese Taipei's Lin Chun-yi take on Hong Kong's Ng Ka-long Angus in the final of the Thailand Masters. Now, on paper, Angus went in as one of the favorites, sitting several places higher in the ranks, as well as having won the title back in 2020. But Lin, he's played an amazing game. He showed that he's not a pushover and outplayed Angus. What do you think was key for Lin's win here?
Well, Lin is. I actually had the pleasure or the experience of coaching against him during Belgium Open earlier this year, and it's really an exciting adventure what's going on with him, because he's no doubt that we're gonna see a lot more of him in the future. He's a young player heading towards the higher rankings. I'm sure we're gonna see more of him. And I coached against him in Belgium against one of the Danish players, Kim Brun. So I was able to see him, and no doubt that you feel that one of his advantages is that he's got an incredibly high speed, both in legs. He's got a really, really good hand on the racket side, and he's very offensive. So he's kind of taking the game he's not leaving anything for his opponents the way it is at the moment until now. So he's a very aggressive player, and it's really nice to see a left-handed aggressive player coming back to the circuit. He's a young player from Chinese Taipei, and I'm not sure. Like you say, Angus might be the favorite when you look on the seeding or on the paper, but I think with what we've seen from Lin is quite impressive, and I think he managed to control this game from the start to the finish. He was the better player on the day. And Angus is a player who's still, hats off that he's still fighting. He's still showing competitiveness on high level, but he's also at the later stage of his career, and it will be tough to keep up with the speed with young guns like Lin. So in my experience and my view on him, and also looking, Lin actually played, a huge number of tournaments for the past year. So it also means that he traveled all around the world to gain these points to get closer into the big tournaments. And now he's there because winning this tournament is also going to give him and add points to his world ranking. And hopefully we will soon see him, in the beginning stages of the big tournaments. I think we need that, and I'm sure that he will be a star for the future.
Thanks so much, Peter. We'll circle back to you in a bit, but right now let's turn our attention to mixed doubles, where Huang Dongping and Feng Yanzhe continued their strong showing, where they beat Korea's Seo Sung-jae and Chae Yu-jung in the final for their second straight title. Huang, as we know, she started the year with Wang Yulü, but the change to a younger partner in Feng seems to have proven good for her. So let's hear what she and Feng have to say about our time together so far.
我觉得还是做好每一场比赛吧，因为即便我们会遇到很多困难，但是我们的精力包括对胜利的渴望是很高的，所以我们觉得我们的秘诀就是认真的做好每一场比赛。
今天我们在第一局的时候，自己赛前布置的一些战术啊，包括针对的一些东西都有发挥出来，但是在场上可能显得有点过于冲动，就是感觉不是很耐心。最大的转变就是在第二局的时候，我们比较冷静，包括在第二局最后的时候，对手追分追上来的时候，我们能再次把这个气势提起来，然后包括第三局的开局能继续延续第二局好的态势，我觉得是最大的转变。
我的新搭档，因为他是一个年轻的球员，然后他给我带来了很多就是，对于我来说，很有动力，很有激情。这个是我在现阶段可能比较欠缺的，但是刚好他的到来，就是让我觉得有一种重新开始的感觉。我觉得应该是还是坚持之前我们做的东西吧，我们认真的做好每一场比赛，然后认真做好每一个赛前的工作，然后认真对待每一场比赛，不放弃。
Well, Huang and Feng have certainly impressed many in the two tournaments they've played together this year. But another player who stole the headlines thanks to her performance and incredible achievements in the Asian leg is none other than An Se-young. 21-year-old An Se-young, she was on fire, blazing her way to 3 straight finals and actually winning 2 of them in India as well as Indonesia. Peter, you've said that you like her as a player, but what is it about her that stands out for you?
Well, it's a combination of a lot of things, but mainly, she's got that flair, that kind of star quality. And when she steps on court, you can see that she's born for this. The way she moves, the way the focus in her eyes, the fire in her eyes, you can see she loves the game. But you can also see that the fire in her eyes it's like she loves the battle with the opponent as well. And she was definitely tested on this part for these 3 finals. And despite that, things are going up and down in these finals, she still remained composed. And at the same time, she also shows respect for the opponent in different ways. And when you look at her badminton qualities, they are amazing. It's technically she's on a very, very high level. More than everything, maybe on the movement side, she's showing techniques on the footwork side that I haven't seen. The base on the footwork side, the base on the movements, the body control has been built up over a long time. Because of course, right now it's just natural. It's just it's an instinct when she moves on court, and she's got a special rhythm. She's got a special timing in her legs that's quite unique. And that way, I think she's going to be a role model on these parts for many young players coming forward.
Diving a little deeper on how An had performed in the tournaments, she did lose the first final in the Petronas Malaysia Open to Akane Yamaguchi, who she's actually formed a great rivalry with. But in that particular match, what do you think went wrong for her? And seeing that she was defeated there, did she learn something from that helped her win the next 2 finals?
Well, first of all, we have to, like you're also mentioning, that these battles are some of the most interesting battles right now going on with Akane and An. And it's just amazing to see these 2 fights, because if you look at the matches, they're going up and down. You know, then one player, then Anne has the initiative and the momentum, and then it turns to Akane. So they are fighting. It's a battle out there. And then you also have the kind of the mental part. And I think that's something I'm sure both of them are working a lot. You know, the ability not to show anything to the opponent, the ability to show the other, you know, girl on the other side, hey, you know, I'm the one today. I got the control. I'm gonna put the shuttle on the other side one more time than you. So there's a physical battle, there's a mental battle, there's a tactical battle, and these matches here, they're going back and forth all the time, and they are both long matches, and it's a matter of who's got the momentum and who's just feeling, you know, the pressure a little bit too much, both on the physical and maybe also on the mental side. And I think that was the decisive points in these two matches. They both learned from the first one. You know, in Malaysia, I think Akane is making some really good moves on the attacking side, and she's using her skills on the hand. So even though they play long rallies, she's still able to make changes in speed, explosions, and Anne wasn't able to follow that all the way in Malaysia. And then when we go into to the India match, the India final, yeah, Akane is controlling actually big parts of the game, and she's continuing the kind of flow she had from Malaysia. But Anne is, you know, even though it's really physically tough for Anne, and she's on the limit as well, she's just able to kind of hold it off. And in the end, you know, Akane is the one on the day losing these few percentages of belief, and then Anne is on the top.
Right, so what you're saying is when it comes to these two amazing rivals, it really boils down to who's having a better day on court?
For the moment, for these two players, yes, I think so. They are. I think Akane is really strong physically, and she's got these explosions in her game. The way they are playing the game is like not to open up too much. They are waiting for the right moment to kind of put in the attack. If they open up too soon, they're going to be punished. And this is the very, very fine balance that you know, it's not easy to see from the outside, but this battle is kind of going on all the time when they are playing. But I actually like both players are aggressive. You know, they still, even though they are patient at times, they seek the game. They wanna do moves and tactical moves that's kind of changing the pace of the game. And I really like that. I like that battle going on.
With how Anne has performed in the Asian League, do you think she's on track to becoming the most dominant player in the women's singles? And if so, for some of the top older players like Tai Tzu Ying and Ratchanok Intanon, how tough do you think it will be for them to face her?
Well, I have to say that the ladies singles is a very, very interesting category at the moment. And like you say, you have some of the older ladies singles. It's Carolina, it's Ratchanok, it's Sindhu, etc. Thai. But I'm quite sure we haven't seen the last bit of these fantastic ladies singles. I really look forward to the battle going on between these and also the younger generation. And you also have 2 or 3 Chinese players coming forward that are also very capable of producing big results. So I actually see quite an open field in this ladies singles coming in also to the Olympics. And first of all, of course, All England next. So we're gonna have kind of a taste of what we're gonna see. But these battles, wow, they're gonna be very exciting. And this can happen in the early rounds because it's not about 2 or 3 players here. It's 8 to 10 players. So we're gonna have huge matches in the first or second round. And I think for the spectators in these tournaments, that would be amazing.
Thank you so much, Peter, for sharing your insights with us today. And unfortunately, that's all the time we have here. We hope you've enjoyed it as much as we did.
Definitely, definitely. You know, these are very interesting insights, and it's not difficult for me to kind of feel into these mechanisms that are happening. So, no, it was a big pleasure.
And to all of you joining us from home, the Asian League might be over, but we still have plenty in store for you next week. So don't forget to catch us then. And in the meantime, share your thoughts and questions on the BWF Facebook page. I'll see you soon.